All right, well, here we go. We've got the grill warmed up, and you'll have to excuse the thunderstorm. I'm not sure how loud that's going to come in on camera, but great summer squall just rolled through, so we've got to adapt and overcome. We're going to record over that. So we've got this huge griddle preheated. We've got all of our fixins staged, and as you're aware, the smash burger process happens fast. We're only going to do 2 at a time on here. Great cast iron non-stick. While you're cooking these, you do want to keep an eye. We're going to lose some of that heat from starting the cook. So we're going to crank the heat up a little bit. And that's one of the beauties of cast iron is it does. This is thick. This weighs about 30 pounds. Cast iron is actually not that good of a heat conductor, so it retains a lot of that heat in the skillet, in the griddle, and releases it slowly over time. So great for this griddle cook. Way better than that carbon steel. Carbon steel loses its heat. It's a good transmission of energy. This thick cast iron does the job well. We're going to go ahead and sprinkle on some onions on there. Before the flip, press those down into the burgers a little bit. And watch for that evidence of browning and the meat lifting up off the cast iron, which is the tell that our smash burgers have achieved just the right temperature, achieved that beautiful brown crust. And we do like to use one of these fish spatulas or egg spatulas because you're able to get underneath that meat so easily and well to lift that off. It's not quite ready yet. We're going to let that keep going. And while that is cooking, because we have so much real estate, we're going to go ahead and throw in some squash from the garden with some butter and olive oil, salt, pepper. Get that going on this side real estate. And since that is a little bit hot for this, you've got zones on this griddle. We're going to cut this zone down some so that squash has a chance to cook a little bit slower. Crank that heat up on the center. We've got our pre-made spices. We've got pepper, salt, garlic powder, and onion powder in this. Sprinkle that on just before the flip. And here we go. Beautiful non-stick. And just look at that browning. Perfection. We're not actually using 80-20 in this. We're using, I think it was 72% beef fat, and then we added some deer meat into this. So you're not going to see that normal level of fat that you're used to seeing in this because it's using less. As soon as you put that deer meat in it, some of that fat content drops off. It'll still be just as juicy and tasty. Well, I lost some of the heat that I wanted, so we're gonna do this again with another 2 and crank that heat up some more because I lost that heat that I was after when I cut it back. Don't get it perfect every time, so we're gonna give this another go with the Swiss cheese. You'll be able to catch it then. We've got our heat back up, hitting 460, everything on high, and we're gonna add one more burner in. Oh, we already did. And we're gonna do 4 this time. And ready to come off. We'll do a quick close-up video. There it is. Ready for the buns. And the toppings, whatever you like on it. In summary, I would say yes, you do not have to buy another griddle to keep on your back porch. You can buy this accessory for another 80 bucks or so and use it instead of rolling around another option to cook on the back porch. As with any grill, you're going to have to learn your hot spots and temperature control. And even in this cook, we did lose the heat that we were expecting to have, and we had to crank things up. But the more you use it, the better you'll get at it. You'll know your strategies. And this is entirely feasible, a way to get a griddle in your backyard. So YouTube says that this video is perfect for your viewing habits. This is my latest upload, and over here is a playlist you might just enjoy. I hope you liked it. If you did, please click like, subscribe, share, and come on back for more.